Hello, I'm Moises Esagui. I've been reporting some off-planet experiences. I have been having many astral projection experiences because of my insistence. After having my first experience, I didn't want to miss this opportunity in any way. So every day, I would make a lot of effort, sometimes staying up all night in order to have an astral projection. I thought if I didn't succeed, I would lose it. I simply wouldn't be able to do it anymore. My whole adolescence and early adulthood were always focused on this quest, this determination that I'm going to summarize here what gives me this drive. A long time ago, my brother told me a story. I've used this story in my life, thinking it's really worthwhile. He told me, a person came to a wise man and asked him, "I'd like you to turn me into a wise man." How do I become wise like you? The wise man said, "That's very easy. Do you want to be a wise man like me?" He answered, "Of course I do. I'll sort it out for you. It's very simple." He said, "Good. How do I do it?" The wise man said, "Come here with me." When they came near a well, the wise man said, "Can you put your head in the water?" The person asked, "Will I become wise?" He said, "Just put your head in the water." When the person put his head in the water, the wise man held his head in it. He began to feel breathless, very breathless, more and more breathless. Suddenly he couldn't stand it any longer and reacted violently, threw the wise man to the ground, fell to the other side, and said, "You're not trying to turn me into a wise man, you're trying to drown me." The wise man stood up and said, "When you have as much desire to become wise as you had to breathe, you will become wise." I thought this story was great, because everyone really needs to hear it. A long time ago, I had an experience that I'll tell you now. I've always liked nature very much. Trees are very important to me. I have lived in the Amazon, and saw huge trees, a lot of vegetation, those dark leaves due to the large amount of sun. The chlorophyll constituted there was much greater than in other places. I think. I always get very sad when I see people cutting trees down. One day, having an astral projection experience, I kept looking for it on other planets. I wanted to see a place where I could find trees and vegetation. I had that dream that the water would be crystal clear, and especially something that I carried with me. It had to be a place with no human beings. I'm not discriminating because I'm part of the earth. I always thought that human beings, because of the level of all of us here, we end up destroying everything around us. I would think, it has to be a place where one day I'll go there for good. I kept thinking about it. At a certain moment, with the help of spiritual supporters, I have to acknowledge that I ended up in a locality, a planet where the trees were immense. They were very big. The leaves of the trees could support several men. I saw that immensity. In fact, when the movie Avatar was launched, I said, "It's good I've told that to a lot of people, because otherwise they'd think I was making it up." I wasn't making it up. I told this story 13, 14 years ago, when Center for Consciousness Studies was being formed. I told them this astral projection experience. There are people who can prove it. The trees were immense and I was impressed by them, because I was floating among those trees whose stems had not 2-3 meters. They had 70, 80, 100 meters in diameter. An absurd thing for us here on Earth, but wonderful for me, as I love trees. I was floating in that place. I walked around almost the entire planet, looking, because there was crystal clear water there. I couldn't see any kind of human life or any other kind of life. I couldn't see it. It seemed there were consciousnesses, but not on a physical level. I believe they were much more subtle than my astral vehicle.
Eu acredito que muito mais sutis do que o meu veículo, que era o veículo astral. Então,
I had just this feeling. The sensation is one of very high energetic stability. Pure energy. Energy without any human emotional coding that ends up creating ups and downs, which clashes with everything around it. It really brought me a feeling of extreme happiness, because I thought, I've already found the place one day I'm sure to visit, and perhaps spend some time even if it's in astral body. That's what I thought at that time. I always thought we need to improve a lot so that this world we're in can be good for everyone, not for just one person. It's not about creating weapons to destroy, or submitting others, deceiving people. That is extremely primitive. But on that planet, I was able to experience the energies of the trees. I kept going through those leaves, those stems. You're totally vitalized when you do that, because the energy there doesn't have the variations of fear. Fear doesn't exist there. No one is going to destroy anything. The vegetation grows and experiences all that environment. I believe, because I've been there several times, human life in physical body is possible in that place. But we need to make a long path, and our technology can't do that. I went there several times, looked at many places. There's a lot of high vegetation. I didn't see locations with undergrowth, for example. I saw many places with a lot of rocks and no vegetation. But the places with vegetation were simply very strong, very high. The trees were very, very tall. That was a very good experience. After this experience I had, I even thought, I can go there to tell stories. I thought about other things too, like maybe going there and pull my physical body from here to there. I said that was going to be the ideal place for my life. Because I really like it. I really like vegetables, I like nature. And we need to make sure that nature isn't destroyed. Absolutely. That was an experience on this planet that I've had several times, and I must be honest, I'm still going there. I always go. It's a place of very high energy replenishment. This is important to us. I'm telling you about an experience on a planet that is very far away. Very far indeed.
continuar contando
I'll
as
keep telling you these
experiências
experiences I've had off the planet for you to
vocês
evaluate and give
avaliem, deem
opinions.
as opiniões de vocês, né? Eu acho que algumas pessoas
I
vão
think
achar
some
que eu
people
sou
will think I'm a person with
pessoa
problems, or
com
totally
problemas, né?
dissociated.
Totalmente dissociado, mas eu devo dizer para
I must
vocês
tell
que,
you that, because of
em
this and
virtude
also
disso,
because
por
I'm
eu
a
ser
psychoanalyst,
psicanalista,
I did
eu
evaluation
fiz
tests
testes de avaliação, né? E para
to
saber
find out if
se
what we see can
realmente
often be what
o
we
que a
want to
gente
see.
vê, muitas vezes, pode ser o que a gente quer ver.
But I believe that this
Mas
is
eu
not what
acredito
happens in
que
my life.
não é isso que acontece na minha
I've been
vida.
doing
Eu tenho
people-oriented
feito
work, a work for the world
trabalho
because I
voltado para as
believe in it.
pessoas, né?
I hope you'll
Trabalho
give your
voltado
opinions
para o
so that we
mundo,
can
para eu
learn more
servir
together.
esse mundo. E espero que vocês coloquem as opiniões de vocês para que a gente possa aprender mais juntos.
Would you like to participate in a work of energy giving from afar that is benefiting thousands of people? Click on the link below for more information.